Boy. So, I mean, I'll make some calls at first that I know are going to be spurned, right? Like I'm going to call Scott Drew. I know he's not going to take it, but I got to call him. I'm going to call Brad Stevens because I don't know. Maybe I know you're laughing. Okay. Screw you. But you're an asshole.
What? Wait, how is this any different than the Indiana stuff? It's no different. It is no different.
Call. No, it is different. It is different.
How?
Because he's a GM right now. He might hate being a GM.
If he wants to go back and coach in the NBA tomorrow, he will make a phone call and he will do that.
Yeah, I agree. But again, you got to call. You got to call his wife. Call his wife.
All right.
And just make sure. Just make sure that Louisville wasn't his dream job. He's a Midwest guy. Maybe he doesn't want to coach the Sacramento Kings or some other crappy NBA team. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're going to say no. I understand that. But
maybe he wants to coach the Lakers.
He actually could. I mean, I don't know.
I know. But the way they're going to treat Frank Vogel, which is a BS, but
probably will coach the Lakers. That's a good call. He doesn't want to deal with that drama. Trust me. Imagine Brad dealing with that drama.
There's a lot going on out there.
A lot. Bruce Pearl, I don't think is a viable option both ways. I don't think they would go after Bruce Pearl because of his NCAA history. And I don't think Bruce Pearl's going to leave Auburn. I think he's just going to leverage whatever he can to get his break the bank, Bruce. Break the bank at Auburn because you can. Auburn will pay you whatever it is, as long as it's probably not more than the football coach. They'll pay you anything, and you'll be able to again stay at Auburn till you leave, and then you're going to try to get your son Steven the job as a coach in waiting. So those are the first ones. Mick Cronin, you got to try him. Listen, this is Rob. You can't start at the bottom. You're not going to start.
I know, but none of those guys are coming to Louisville. You're going to leave Los Angeles and UCLA.
No,
zero chance. When you're coming out the Final Four, and you have a team this year that can win again, there is zero chance.
And you're taking over a Louisville program that has no talent right now. So it's a major rebuilding job. It's not like Tommy Lloyd took over Arizona and inherited a good amount of talent. Now, he didn't know how good, but this program has friggin' nothing right now.
It's 15 degrees in Louisville today, and it's 75 in Westwood. Where do you think he's going to stay?
Yeah, good point. All right, my next call, Matt Painter. I'm taking your coach. I'm taking your damn coach right now.
Keep going. He's not going there.
I'm gonna offer Matt Painter $8 million a year.
$8 million a year.
$8 million. I'm gonna offer him $8 million at Louisville. What's Purdue gonna counter with?
They're not going to counter $8 million, but I think you would also look at, does Louisville have an AD and does Louisville have a president right now?
Hey, Matt, $8 million a year over 6 years. Do the math, Matt.
I don't think he would do it, but I mean, that's a lot of money. So
I'm going to make it tough. Hey, listen, the bottom line is there much when we went through those four and we eliminate those guys, is there a better choice on the board than Matt Painter for Louisville?
He's the most realistic out of any of the candidates you have said, and he would probably he would do great there. I don't doubt that at all.
That's all I'm saying, Rob.
I don't think I don't think he'll do it.
I don't either. But again, I'm making him say no, and I'm going to put an offer out there that is going to be.
But he's the first realistic candidate that you have thrown into the ring here. Everybody else is a freaking pipe dream. Brad Stevens, Jesus Christ!
I'm just saying he could be miserable. The guy could hate being a GM right now.
Doesn't he hate recruiting?
He does. He's not coming back to college.
Hey, welcome back. Don't worry. Recruiting isn't as important now.
Just go into the portal, Brad. You don't even have to make calls.
That's recruiting.
Email somebody. Text the kid. You never have to talk to him. All right, next. Then you get to the really realistic ones for me. Okay, Chris Holtmann, Ohio State. Okay, his bio.
You think he'd leave Ohio State?
I think he would think about it. I don't think he would do it. But I think you'd have to think about it because it depends. It honestly depends if Gene Smith at Ohio State steps up and gives him, a contract that is probably worth similar money to what Louisville can pay.
I guess I just look at Chris Holtmann as his situation is like you're at a football school. Yep. They want basketball has to do semi well, but it's not like Louisville.
No.
Where
He fits at Ohio State much better than he fits at Louisville.
I agree.
So I'm not, listen, I'm just saying that's the group that you're like, okay, and the other thing is, he grew up as a huge Kentucky fan. Huge.
I knew that. Right.
His mother is a diehard. I'm pretty sure his mother would disown him if he
wasn't she like borderline rooting for Kentucky when they played Ohio State?
Yes. So that would be classic. Hey, Mom, guess what? I'm going to Louisville. She'd be like hanging up, like click. Yeah. Don't ever call me again. That'd be awesome if he was a head coach at Louisville, and like she was in the Kentucky section rooting for Kentucky actively. That'd be awesome.
Screaming at her son how much she hates him.
Right, like ripping on the refs for calls they're making against Kentucky. All right, then I'm going to get to the two most realistic guys. The two guys that once the AD, who's an interim guy, starts kind of getting no, and he starts squirming and scrambling and worried about, oh man, if it comes out there that I got turned down, I'm never going to get this job full time. So I got to get a dude. I got to get a dude now. Eric Musselman, Steve Forbes. Those are two guys that I think their personalities fit. They can handle the Louisville situation. They're both really good coaches, and they can be had for the right price.
No doubt. Now you're in more realistic territory. I think Muss is a really good coach. He's kind of a nomad, but he's won everywhere.
Yep.
I think that, Arkansas is a good program, but they're not on the level of Louisville. It would be a step up for him to go there. I think he is very realistic.
You like that one? You like that?
I think he can. He kind of his assistants.
He's an MFer. Like he'll battle Calipari. He'll yell and scream at him.
Yeah.
All 5-7 of them will just fight you. He'll fight.
No doubt. And Steve Forbes is. He's a Midwest guy. He's Murray State,
Iowa. He's from Iowa. So he's been everywhere though. He's been everywhere.
Let me throw out some names at you that I just wrote down, and I think they're going to go from like realistic to outlandish. But I'm curious.
All right. Here we go.
Start with Kenny Payne.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention Kenny Payne. He's definitely in the mix.
Okay.
Definitely going to be in the mix. Played at Louisville, assistant at Kentucky, currently an assistant with the Knicks. Great player relationships, great human being. Would have to hire a good staff to make it, obviously.
So he's there. What about Kevin Willard? I saw his name getting thrown around, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. But then when you think about him being assistant for Pitino for 6 years, it is more of a realistic.
See, I don't think they can go Pitino. I think you have to stay away from the Pitino.
Kevin Willard is too
Pitino.
Close.
Oh, he's Rick.
Too Pitino.
Think about this. Kevin Willard's father, Ralph Willard, is Rick's best friend. Or was. Right. I don't know if they still are.
Okay. All right. This is where they start getting a little more outlandish.
Okay.
What do you think about Mike Boynton? He's New York.
Yeah.
And they've won with New York kids. Is that outlandish?
He's got a huge buyout. If he signed his contract, he's got it. He and Nate Oates have huge buyouts right now.
Because I was thinking he makes sense to me to go there, but no one's talking. Yeah. I agree. I think he's great. He's a good recruiter. He's proven he can get big-time talent with Cade. All right, so that makes sense. All right, this one is a stretch.
Okay.
And they haven't been that good. They're okay this year. Ben Holland, he's got Final Fours. No, bad fit. I was just looking through the better teams in college basketball where the job would be a step up, where I would be like, he would want that job. If he
can coach. Ben's older. He could coach. He could maybe get him back to – the problem with Ben is he doesn't want to do anything but coach.
Gotcha. And at Louisville, it's more of you're more like a state senator while also being the head basketball coach.
You got to get out there. You got to have a personality. That's where like Kenny Payne would be good. Muss would do it. Forbes would do it. I still want Brad Stevens.
All right, I got two more.
All right,
and I think Wes Miller probably hasn't won enough. It's too early for Cincinnati to tell. Yeah. He could in 5 years. He could make sense.
Totally.
There.
Well, 3 years he could be at Carolina. Who knows?
That's true. Yeah. And then this is the last one. What do you think about Andy Enfield? They've been good, and USC. While you're close to talent, you'd be going to Louisville where there is legitimate fan passion. Like there is. Whereas USC, I think they're existing in LA amongst a billion other things.
So Andy Enfield is kind of a hot name right now, swirling for Maryland.
Really?
I believe he's from.
He's East Coast, yeah.
I believe he's from Maryland. I'm looking.
Oh, I know.
I've meant to look about that, but I've heard that for now about 2 weeks. That is the major name that has been swirling. He is from Pennsylvania. It says Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, but he went to Johns Hopkins, played at Johns Hopkins. You know, he was actually an assistant for a couple of years under Rick Pitino with the Celtics. How about that? So there is a little Louisville connection there. He's not a Rick Pitino guy, so to speak.
Yep.
So I mean, to me, I don't know if he works either personality wise. He's a little bit laid back. I don't. That's why it's so hard, because you got to find the right fit. Not only a guy who can coach at Louisville, a guy who's got that's why I thought Chris Mack was the right fit.
Yeah.
You know, like he had everything that Midwest guy, you know, would fight you, could coach, like could recruit, like all of it. But, you know, like Forbes might be the guy. Forbes might be the guy. At the end of the day, he can recruit at a high level. He's proven what he's done at Wake is pretty damn impressive without being able to recruit on the road at all, pretty much, you know, in that time, to get them back to relevance in 2 years. And what he did at East Tennessee State, and he was an assistant at a high level. He's also been a JUCO guy. So like he can go in a lot of different ways, which you need to do at Louisville.
Totally. Because the talent in Kentucky has just fallen off the planet. Indiana and Kentucky play that series every year. And I mean, they used to sell out Freedom Hall, and they would sell out Market Square Arena. And I think Indiana has won like 28 of 29 games in the series. But you think, like, even when I was coming out, our Indiana All-Star team was Eric Gordon, Jeff Teague, Jawan Johnson, Etuan Moore, me, Scott Martin, Matt Howard, Zach Hahn, Ben. I mean, you're looking at just you got 5 NBA players, and then you've got a bunch of really good Division I college basketball players versus Kentucky. Their Mr. Basketball was going D2, and like Preston Knowles was their best player. He played at Louisville and was like their 7th guy. So we beat the hell out of them. I mean, it wasn't a contest. It's become where Indiana should play Illinois or Ohio, honestly.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. All right. Well, so our realistic pick, who you got now after all of our discussion, the guy that you're going to get if you're the Louisville AD, interim AD right now.
I'd go Muss. I would go with Muss.
I think Muss or Forbes are the two guys I would probably think you're probably going to look at the end of the day. Now, it may be somebody completely outside the box. We'll see.